rumor has it that Lake Purdy, which in Alabama is known as Lake Purdy, is low and dirty. Well, when the water's low, I gotta go. We're almost there. It's supposed to look like that. All green water. And they say it's 50 feet, is what was on the news. They say it's 50 feet lower than it's supposed to be. I don't see how that's possible. But it is possible, I guess. Because it's just possible. So we're gonna go see just how low and dirty Lake Purdy can be. So you go down here on 119, then you turn right on the BLR, which is right here, Boat Launch Road, and then you head downhill. Now this creek is, this small lake is fed by the Little Cahaba River. All vehicles left after closing will be locked in. It is down. Check it, cuz. Leave only footprints. Well, I guess that means you're not supposed to pick up anybody else's garbage. No private boats, no canoeing, no kayaking. This must be a communist lake. I wonder if you have to pay to get out and wander aimlessly. I wonder how long it'll take me to walk around this whole thing. Let me go up here to the Purdy store. Never mind, it appears to be closed. I'm pretty sure. You see all the Purdys I'm going to use today? Belay my first. Lake Purdy is 56% full, not 56%, 50 feet. Oh my goodness, dude, sound out the big words. Now that we got all our facts in order, I just read this thing is 980 acres. I didn't think it was this big. Hey, they just shove your boat in the water. No wonder there's dents in the front of every one of them. So the question is, how far will I make it around today? For it. So they're on, this is the new POCLINK Ultra.
POCLINK radio is now connected. POCLINK radio is now connected.
So now they are connected. These are simple. Turn it on, hit the top of this one, at the bottom of the other, and they link together. And then you are set and they work. So let's go put them to the test. They're just like the other POCLINKs I've showed you, but these are the Ultra, and they work in places where there is no cell service, and we're gonna go see if that is true. Remember last time one of these went to Spain and it worked great with my oldest squirrel. So they're the new, improved, and updated. Let's go try it. I have intentionally got out of cell range with the POCLINK Ultra, and my bride has one back at the base camp. So I know I can't prove that to you without her holding the camera up to her face too, but you just got to believe me because you've been there a long time. Hey, can you hear me? Let's try that again. Hola, ¿cómo está, mi lady? Can you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I can now.
I don't think I was talking loud enough, maybe. But it's cloudy up here on the mountain top.
It's cloudy down here, too.
Okay, I just want to make sure they worked. Oh, my beep went off. Okay, I just wanted to make sure they work. I think we're clicking at the same time. Can you hear my words?
Yeah, I just did. I just heard a few clicks before that.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to do the clicks. I gotta stop holding a camera and a POCLINK and driving with my leg because it's getting cloudy up here. I love you, bye.
Okay, I love you too.
Turn off. Confirm. And that's it. I got some tips from a fellow that works here. I forget how far low it was. I think he said, I don't know, maybe 10 feet. And I said, is this the lowest you've ever seen it? He said, no. He said, back during something, I'm a horrible listener. It was 27 feet low and you could walk to that island in the middle. And that right there is an island, that whole thing around there. But he said there's a bunch of eagles over here feeding on something that has kicked the bucket. So I'm gonna try to slip over there without going. He said if you walk in this sludge, it sometimes will go up to your knees. And I said, so if we're going through like head, shoulders, knees, and toes, you're saying it's knees, right? He said, yeah, your knees, the things. Is this a Stevenson brick? That is a no name. Put it right back. Leave only your footprints. I don't know if this is where the little Cahaba is supposed to flow in. I don't think so. But that's a little squishy. What you talking about? Since this is a water reservoir for drinking water and is run by a city, I forgot which one, maybe Leeds, maybe Birmingham, I don't know. Forgot. Because again, we're not good listeners, are we? You cannot bring your own boat, but you can rent little 9 horsepower, I forget, Tomatsu, I believe is the name of those engines. And he said about a mile that way is the, I'm looking here, about a mile that way is where the dam is, and the one that I think that they're working on rebuilding or something like that. It's perfect weather out here today. It is about 72 right now. The news is next on AFN. I see a lot of blue herons over there, but I don't see the eagles yet. He said the lake's been here probably over 100 years. I saw what I thought was young eagles. They look similar to a golden eagle, but they're young bald eagles. I guess they're done and gone. It's a big fish bone, if that's fish bone. There are a bazillion of those. Rattling, whatever. can't read it. But I do know we shall harvest. I do want to see these eagles, but I keep finding myself just staring at the ground. When I'm out here, this is what I'm doing. That's what I see. Just remember, if you find an eagle feather, you're not allowed to keep it. You can only get on your knees and worship it. And then, that's not nice. Where's the eagles? You probably scared them off talking so much, dude. I ain't gotta get all mad about it. I guess they're finished eating. It's classic. We'll put it up here in case somebody wants to clean it up and fish with it later. Where people cast to fish around the all the structure, you can tell how really low it is because here it is now. I see a lure in a tree. It's alluring, and it's luring me in. Let's walk to it. You want to? No, that's two indicators. They indicate what's going on. A little crappie or brim jig. There is a substantial amount of Corona bottles out here. I mean, they are absolutely everywhere. That's not Corona, but that's a little heavier. Now I can't pick them up because I don't have anywhere to put them. But it would be fun while the water's down to round up a crew of people and come out here and see if we could bring our own golf carts to drive around and clean it all up. Gives me an idea. Old school anchors were bricks with strings. Somebody's already flipped it. So I'm not the first one out here walking it. There's a ton of deer tracks. So I guess the only way to find something cool is to get here before all these footprints do. There goes a young eagle right there. A young bald eagle is brown. If you get tired out here, they do provide chairs. There's another old homemade anchor. A little heavier. I suppose that's about when you could bring your own boat out here. Look at this anchor. Let's say you really, like just really need a good concrete anchor. I'm pretty sure a 5-gallon bucket of concrete will probably keep you still in this water. Just in case. I think I'm just gonna go to all these rocks and look around and then head back and go around the other end. Okay, there we go. One remaining piece of an old bottle. That's pretty cool. But remember, there. To find the cool stuff, you have to get here crazy early after a rain and walk down towards there. But there's people tracks all the way up and down there. So you do it like when your kids were young and you were young and you would go to a community Easter egg hunt. Let me give you an example. Here's everybody waiting, right? And here is the field you're gonna Easter egg hunt. It's a big field. And let's say there's 200 Easter eggs out there. And some of them have prizes. So you're standing right here with all your churds, right? All your little kids going, and then they all start going and go, and they just get wadded up right there. I taught my kids, I said sprint. all the way to the back, and everybody's up here. And then you have freedom. You can just pick up everything you want. And then occasionally a kid will notice you and they go pew, pew, pew. But you will have recovered all the ones that get you the big Easter baskets by the time this crew gets up there. And all the little kids are left down here crying because they didn't get anything. And then you send your 15-year-old kids up here and they get everything. Okay, my kids didn't do that when they were 15, but this is a fun story. We've gone a long way, but I know the wind's blowing out here. I tore my little earmuffs for this thing that makes it quieter. So anyway, here's another home anchor. That's a 10-hole brick lined up with a 3-hole. It's going to be off center if you ask me. There's another chain and con. So let's check the beach and see if we've made it past all the footprints. No, those are fresh. I know what we haven't done is went in here to see really how clear the water is. It's pretty clear, as you can clearly see. If you like to jog, this will be a lot better than the beach because it's pretty firm up in here, and you could jog a mile that way and then a mile back and you can get your 2 miles in, or you could run the whole thing. If you want to. If you don't, then that's okay too. No eagles for me today. I'm definitely coming back out here with my bride, and we're gonna run a boat. Oh look, they sunk that limb in this old cedar tree, or old Christmas tree. They do make good structure and stuff for fish to hide in. I think we've gone as far as we're going to go this way. Yeah, me too. So we're going to walk back along the edge near the tree line and see what remains up here. So the little Cahaba River that feeds this is actually a really clean little creek. It's the big Cahaba that has the BEA in it, and that's the brain-eating amoeba. So I can't leave here without looking at those 2 rocks. I don't know why. I mean, look at them. I bet they're at least 50 years old. There's just something about a big rock that you walk up to and you think, well, if I was an Indian, I'd be right here and I'd be chipping away. I'd go down here and I'd pick up this one remaining piece of the end of an old shotgun shell, I believe. So the question is, are there any chips around here? Except those. You can see how far the water used to go. Everything's kind of piled up and all the floatable garbage gets lodged and then the distance to the water. That's just basic water math right there. An old Birmingham Coke. Yeah, it's kind of a little crappy. Well, the 72 turned into probably about 75, and in the sun it's more than that, and now it's getting hot out here. Way too hot for the hot tub. This is the way back. I think I walked a lot further than I thought. That is the side of an old medicine. Pretty cool. All right, I just whipped out the device. Lake Purdy has been a lake since 1911, and then the Lake Purdy Dam was built in 1920s, late 1920s, which raised the level. Another fun fact. When the level of the Coosa was lowered below Neely Henry or Healy Henry or Neely Henry or Henry Neely, whatever it's called, you could go down and walk the bank through the old narrow bridge at Riverside, where the Ark restaurant is. It used to be on a paddle boat out in the water. The reason was they could not be on state land, so they could, you know, sell alcohol and stuff. But if you, I don't know if you can do it anymore, but I mean, you can do it, but the water doesn't go down far enough. You can go down to that edge right there and find old Buffalo Rock bottles that are over 100 years old, and they were probably, I mean, right around where the barge was, or the boat, or whatever it was. And that is a good spot to find things that were, because everybody on that, you know, that was on that barge, the old Ark. Anyway, just to let you know, it's a pretty cool little spot, but they don't lower the water near as much anymore, and I haven't been there in years. What's your name, little shallow diver? When the water's down, trees are a good spot to look for lures if you like looking for lures. It's kind of fun. Life will be back in the high life again. Oh, Lord, 1903. That's what it says. Established 1903. High life. So what is this? An old beer bottle? An OB squared? Missing its paper. Chattanooga, California. That's what I thought. This is where a party happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't know how many Corones are in a case. It's hard to tell these days. There are a lot of bottles out here. Now, glass is not bad for the environment. That's just me talking. That's really up to you. You okay? $4,000 later. So here's the basic operation. There's an old picnic table, there's an old grill, there's another old picnic table, there's an old camper, there's the little fish shack, and the maintenance mechanic dude place. Now, a little something extra. I went inside the Purdy shack, and they showed me this. So it's not bad. Boat only rental, $20 a day. That ain't bad. Oh, motorboat, $60 for 3 hours. So if you're motorboating, you can $100 for 6 hours. But she said, if you want to come out here in the summer and rent anything, it's best to rent it online, so you know it's here when you get here. Otherwise, I guess they stay pretty busy. These are actually some really nice boats. Oh, these are a little bigger with a steering wheel. Check it, Holmesley. Look at that early 1700s. Oh well. Check it out. Foot control. That's a sweet setup. So I guess that is considered a motorboat, $60. Although the little small ones on the other side, oh, they got a bunch of pontoons. And cacks. Oh, I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna drive right over there and park, and then I'm gonna look at this side, and then we'll call it the day. We missed the stocking ceremony, but that's okay. I've seen it before on my other videos. Be ye fair-skinned. I mean fair-warned. I definitely had to get those mud boots off my legs. They were so hot, and I didn't really walk in any mud other than intentionally looking for stuff. But if you're just out here walking around like right now while it's dry, I mean right now, if you're out here right now, tennis shoes, running shoes, house shoes, flip-flops, you get the picture. When the level is where it's supposed to be, the nice lady inside told me that you can't see that island. And I know I told you before, but the set of trees in the middle between twigs and twigs and twigs and water twigs and twigs, that is an island. And on that island is a rare rock that's only found on that island. If you go out there and pick it up, you'll know it, because I'll give you an example. This rock is rare. This is the only one right here that looks exactly like that. There's not another one probably out here that has the same mass, the same everything, with all the same curves and everything. So it's worth going and looking for that rock. If I remember, when I get back to the base camp, I want to see where the creek was. Where are these waves coming from? Oh, they're in the water. Maybe there was one boat. For a moment there, I thought that they had surfboards too for that, but anyway, I forgot what I was saying, but now I remember what I was saying. I want to look back at a map and see where the creek was through here, because it was a creek, I guess, or maybe it's the little Cahaba River, which not far up the road is, at this time, it is low and it is clear and it is Purdy, hence the name Lake Purdy, Lake Pretty, if you're not from around here. So don't come down here saying all Purdy stuff. Actually, you can do what you want to do. I don't see an incredible reason to walk much farther. My goal is, what I want to do is get on the far edges, get on that island and get on that island. But I'm going to come back with my bride and we're going to rent a boat. Until then, we're not done yet. We're going to check a couple of trees and walk the bank back, baby. Right there's 2 ounces. You know what a gram is, don't you? A gram is 1 M&M. I don't know how many grams are in an ounce either, but if you had that many M&Ms, you'd have one of these. You could put a string through it and you could fish with it. Well, that was Lake Purdy. I thought I had shared a little more info with you before this last clip, but I called the Rune, just saying how he's doing, and we got to chit-chatting. Now I am going to see my bride when I get back to the base camp. I'm a pretty good ways away, but it's all good. Thanks for watching my videos.